welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today's episode on beauty knowledge, we are going to be talking about the differences between vegan products, organic products, and natural products. Um, this is something, if you guys have been following my Instagram, I have posted about. Um, I don't think I have much to say about it, so let's just get right into it. So, the main thing I want to say about these three types of products is that vegan products and organic products can be certified by a FDA approved certifying body. What's the FDA approved? Natural products are not regulated. Okay, there's no certification to call your product natural. There's no requirement to call your products natural. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind as one of the biggest differences. Vegan and organic are highly regulated if you want to claim that your products are vegan and organic. You need a certification. Natural products don't. So that is one of the biggest differences. Um, I'm here clicking and I'm not even on the presentation. So, vegan products can contain synthetic ingredients and are not necessarily cruelty free. So, what that means is vegan products are products that do not contain anything that is made from an animal or comes from an animal. Okay, so that includes, so think of vegan products like a vegetarian or a vegan, right? Like in food wise. Think of it like food wise. Same rules apply. Can't have no milk in it. Can't have no dairy. Can't have anything that comes from an animal. So nothing with fish. Can't have. Um, a lot of soaps use a lard or a fat, an animal fat of some type. Can't use. Um, Beeswax can't use because it comes from bees. Can't use beeswax. I know you're probably thinking like, well, beeswax is not like edible. Nope, if an animal or insect makes it, can't use it. There's ingredients that come from bugs, can't use it. Um, if you get the vibe on this, so it's really just plant based, nut based, flour based ingredients is kind of what vegan is. Um, which is why synthetic ingredients come in because not everything can be like some things you're just going to need, so you have to create it artificially. So, um, what's something that is? So, I would say waxes, synthetic made waxes, synthetic made essential oils, um, depending on how the essential oil is sourced. If it comes from the animal, obviously. But again, there are certifying bodies. I forget what it's called for vegan. Actually, I can find out and keep it. What it is. Uh, you know what? Give me 1 second. I can't find it, so we'll just skip over that before I take too much time up on this video trying to do that. So there are vegan certifying bodies. Now, some vegan products are cruelty free, which would make sense since it doesn't have any animal products in it, right? And some are not cruelty free. Now, what that means is if it's a vegan product and it's not cruelty free, it probably was tested on animals. So that's where that would come in. It's not so much that it came from an animal, that it was tested on animals. And that's what I mean by it's not necessarily cruelty free. So true vegan products are not tested on animals and have no ingredients that came from an animal made, or an animal produces. Okay, so that's like the big thing for vegan. Um, that does limit the type of products that you can make if you're not using synthetic ingredients. Uh, it will limit the type of products you can make. So that's why a lot of vegan products do have a lot of synthetic ingredients in it because they're still so it keeps the range of products. That's why you can get a vegan body wash because there's certain products in a body wash like the soap factor that you would use synthetically. If you wanted to do a vegan soap product, that will be very, very tricky but doable, but definitely tricky. Organic products, again, is also something that is certified. There's a certifying body for that. There's a bunch. I like to use the Cosmos and EcoCert certification requirements. They do have a list of improved ingredients that you can use. And what it just means if your product is organic is that a certain percentage of the ingredients are organic. So their standard for Cosmos and EcoCert is 95% of your product has to be organic ingredients. That means no synthetic. Not no synthetic, but only 5% of your ingredients can be synthetic. And that's usually just the emulsifier, the waxes, solubilizer, and I think there's one more that I'm forgetting, but we'll stick with those three for now. Those would be the acceptable synthetic ingredients. Now, some organic products will contain synthetic ingredients, um, which we refer to as animal derived ingredients. So it's not that it doesn't come from an animal, it's just that the animal doesn't produce enough that we can source it straight from the animal, so we create it synthetically. Um, and not just from animals, it comes from people. Like in humans, generally, we naturally create panthenol inside of our bodies, but that's not something that we can source. So we have to synthetically make panthenol. Now, that may not be in acceptable in certain. I think Cosmos doesn't take panthenol, but EcoCert might, or is it the other way around? I forget off the top of my head again. I don't do this off the top of my head. Every time I do a product, I definitely take a look and be like, hey, do you take this or do you take this? Um, but I try to use both. Their product lists tend to overlap as to what they accept, but one will accept certain things and the other one won't. So that's why I like to do for both because it depends on what I want to make and what ingredients I use. But I do know for a fact that niacinamide and panthenol are not accepted. Um, I believe it's an EcoCert. Cosmos will probably accept it, but I don't think EcoCert does. Because I think Cosmos is a 90% of your product has to be organic, and EcoCert is 95. They're way more strict. Um, but panthenol and niacinamide is good for your skin, but it is a synthetic ingredient. So it's all about how green you want to be, I guess. For me, I want to be 95% green because I do have sensitized skin, which is not sensitive, but certain products do irritate my skin just from the daily use of having synthetic ingredients on my skin so much. My skin is now sensitive to synthetic ingredients. Um, so I like to stick with more organic ingredients. Um, so if you guys ever see a product that has panthenol in it um, or niacinamide, I probably would still sell that, but I wouldn't get it certified. Um, but everything else I want to get certified at some point. That's all organic. I want all of my organic products to be certified organic, and then the rest of them will just be natural products. So that's why our slogan is, the best natural and organic products because we're going to do both because you cannot have synthetic ingredients, but it does limit um, the amount of products that you can make, like the range as far as like what you can make. Different types of butters, body butters, different types of oils, different types of cleansers, body washes, and stuff like that. It does limit. Oh, preservative. That's the other one that they're okay with synthetic ingredients and is just preservative. Because how often there are organic preservatives, but they're range of when they work is very, very small, that most body washes and face washes would not even be able to fit in that category for using organic. Like I believe Optifin, yeah, Optifin is a organic preservative, and that one it does limit what you can make with that. You can make a lot with it, but it does limit the range of products you can make. Um, so you just want to keep that in mind. Now, natural products, like I said, it just means that most of the products are natural. It means it comes from somewhere and it wasn't really synthetic, but it doesn't mean that the product is vegan. Okay, um, so it doesn't mean that it's vegan, but it does mean that there's not a lot of synthetic as well. So it's more along the lines of an organic product, but again, um, because it's not because it doesn't have a certifying body behind it, it's easy to claim that your product is natural just because it has one natural ingredient. Like you can have nothing but synthetic ingredients, and then you use beeswax, which is a natural ingredient, right? You can then technically call the product natural because the beeswax is in it, but the beeswax might be the smallest percentage that you use in the entire product, and everything else is synthetic. So that's why when you're dealing with natural products, you do want to pay attention more to the ingredient list. If it's been certified by a organic organization or a vegan organization, you can pretty much guarantee that there's not going to be a lot of synthetic ingredients in it, and what they put in there is what they say it is. With a natural product, it's like a toss up of what's in it. It's really a toss up. It could be actually all vegan products in it. It could be actually all organic products in it. I mean ingredients in it, or it could literally just be 98% synthetic ingredients and 2% of a natural ingredient, and you can call it natural. So that's why when dealing with non-certified products that claim they're natural, you really want to pay attention to the ingredient list. I am going to do a video on that later on how to read an ingredient label, what to look out for, and then how to look up the ingredients. Because again, ingredient lists will have some will have the layman's term and the technical term, but most will just have the technical term. So to be able to spot those out, I want to do a video so that you guys are more informed when you're choosing your skincare and your hair care products. Um, so again, these rules also apply to hair. You have hair products that are certified organic or vegan, um, which you can pretty much guarantee what type of ingredients are in there. It's the natural ones that you have to really pay attention to because there is no regulation. There's no one that says, oh, you can't call this natural because of X, Y, and Z. Um, but you can do that. Like you can't call your product organic without it being certified. So right now, all of my products are natural because none of them have been certified. But if you read your ingredient list, you'll know that I'm pretty much like 90 to 95% organic. I don't like to use synthetic ingredients unless it is either my most, not even because I like to use organic emulsifiers anyway. Like I do have a synthetic emulsifier that I usually do my samples with, the first go, and then we're totally off topic on this video, don't forget. First go I'll do with the synthetic one, see how it goes. The second one I'll do with an organic one and see how it goes. Because sometimes the organic one, you might need different types of organic emulsifiers to make it work. So, trial and error. Um, my preservative, same thing. I tend to go for the organic one first. If that one doesn't have a pH level that I need, then I'll go with the synthetic. Um, and that's kind of how I work my ingredient list for my product. I don't always like to, like I said, because of my personal skin, I like to have more organic products in my organic ingredients. I keep switching the words out on my meal. I like to have more organic ingredients in my product, so that's what I tend to do. Um, So yeah, that's pretty much the differences between the three. Um, it's really just, is it certified? Is it not certified? And being able to read the ingredient list on how much of it is natural product, natural ingredients. See, there I go again. And how much of it is synthetic ingredients. And that's pretty much going to make the difference between the three. Once you learn how to identify the ingredients, um, I guarantee it'll make choosing your skincare a lot better. Of course, I would always love you guys to shop with us because I can tell you right now, it's always going to be 99.5% organic. If you've watched any of our formulating videos, you can see we use organic, we use unrefined. That's the other thing I wanted to say before I forget. So, okay. So, a product could be organic. Um, a lot of times it's been synthetically processed. So you process it and refine it and refine it and refine it so it's no longer organic. So that can happen as well. So you have to pay attention to that too. Um, those have specific lists because it'll tell you what other things are in it. Like here's the thing, how you can tell. Um, go get you. Probably most of y'all have these two ingredients in y'all cabinet. Grab your sea salt and grab your iodized salt and look at the ingredients on those. Grab your regular unbleached flour and grab some bleached flour and look at the ingredients on those. Then you'll start to see what I mean. Um, Same flour, just one is refined, one is unrefined. Unrefined would be the unbleached, refined would be the bleached. Um, that goes for your skincare. So if you look at your food products and you pay attention to those labels, that same process applies when you're doing your skincare. Um, so I did want to mention that you can have an organic ingredient and then process it so much that it's no longer ingredient and it's more on the synthetic side. Um, Animal derived means that it came from an animal. Um, the other term, I forget what the term is, but that's when it can come from an animal, but this particular one was made in the lab. So there's those type of products. So animal derived and non-animal derived, we'll call it. So one was made in the lab to mimic and not mimic, to replicate the one that's in the animal. Because sometimes certain ingredients, you know, we don't want to kill the animals just to get it, so we just synthetically recreate it. That's a lot of like fish products sometimes, depending on the type of fish. We don't want to overfish, so we just synthetically create, lab create them. Like a lab created diamond. Doesn't mean it's not a diamond. It's just not a naturally grown diamond, but it's still a diamond. So that's what we do with our skincare ingredients as well. You have ones that, like I said, occur naturally in the world, but because it's either A, hard to source, or B, unethical to source, so we just lab create it. So there's that. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. No, no, that's about it. Um, so thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Beauty Knowledge. I hope you guys found this information informative, helpful. Leave a comment if you liked it. All comments, all engagement is welcome. If you have any ideas for another topic you want me to discuss, you can go ahead and do that. But otherwise, I think that's it for this one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.